Hey guys, welcome back to MacPD.
Hello, everyone. My name is Myro.
I'm Angel.
And I'm your favorite. My name is Keisha, and welcome back to the podcast.
So, guys, how was your weekend first? And I heard that Keisha just got vaccinated. So, Keisha, tell us more about it.
Yeah, what vaccine did you have? Mine was Sinovac. I did not experience any symptoms at all.
Well, yes, I can now say that I am fully vaxxed. Luckily for me, I didn't get sick after my injection, and I actually got side effects as well. Did you guys feel the earthquake last night?
Yeah, I experienced the earthquake last night. It was very strong and scary.
As for me, I was asleep. I didn't feel the earthquake. But anyways, just stay safe, everyone. So I think to start, let's reminisce about our previous discussion on science and technology. This will be the topic of our podcast for today. Kay, can you give us a little background about this?
My pleasure. After talking about the relationship between science, technology, and society, we are now looking forward to discussing the intellectual revolutions that led to the definition of the society that we are part of today.
Actually, it kind of sounded really exciting when you say it like that. Can you tell our audience what is it that we are going to tackle today?
No other one of the most interesting beginnings and theory of society's revolution. It was created by Nicholas Copernicus himself, which led to the Copernican Revolution.
Yeah. Honestly, since I am a super huge fan of astronomy, this topic really excites the heck out of me. I want to know more about this, and for sure, as well as our audience. Kay, can you start by telling us more about what the Copernican Revolution is?
So, the Copernican Revolution was actually a movement in astronomy from geocentric to heliocentric belief. This move was able to signal the beginnings of a larger scientific revolution that laid the groundwork for contemporary science and allowed it to flourish as a separate field. Of course, I don't want to state it all. I know Myron has more to add on this. Myron?
Yes, Keisha, the Copernican revolution was a paradigm shift from the Ptolemaic model of the heavens, which described the cosmos as having Earth stationary as the center of the universe.
So basically, what both M and K are telling is that the Copernican system is an idea proposed by Nicholas Copernicus, hands down to him, wherein the sun is at the center of the solar system, with the planets, including the Earth, orbiting it. This is also what we call heliocentrism, and this has solved the issues of understanding the movements of the planets. You guys can actually look it up on Google. It is really interesting, I assure you. But anyways, we have been talking so much about Copernicus, and I believe it is just right that we know more about him as he contributed a lot to science. I think you told me you knew Nicholas from your childhood. Is that correct? Would you mind telling us a little bit about his background?
Yeah, I think I knew him because I'm that old. Anyway, he even gave me a planet design lollipop. That is how much he loved astronomy and science. Anyway, I have read that Copernicus was 10 years old when his father died. Ooh. And his uncle Lucas Bazenrode, Bishop of Warmia, took over his custody. Oh, thank you for Sir Lucas. As a member of the church, he was able to continue his education at the most famous institutions in Italy, where he studied astronomy, medicine, and canon law, respectively. Many of his contributions to physics and astronomy may be found in these works.
Copernicus' major contributions include the heliocentric model of the universe, shift in gravity theory, Gregorian calendar, which is by the way the most widely used calendar in the world, the alignment and backward movement of planets, and as well that the relationship between philosophy and natural sciences.
I also want to add that not only that Copernicus came from a wealthy family, since he was able to study in a well-known schools in Italy, he became a polyglot and learned at least 5 languages. Oh, talking about multilingual. It was said that he wasn't the first person to suggest the idea of heliocentrism. Despite spending 2 years studying medicine, Copernicus left medical school without a doctoral degree.
Yeah, I have heard about that. But nevertheless, I knew he traveled with his uncle and treated him, as well as other members of the clergy who needed medical attention. So basically, he is a physician without a medical degree. But what I knew is at their time, students did not need a degree to practice medicine or law, to work as a member of the Catholic Church, or even to take graduate or higher level courses. Even though Copernicus was known today to contribute a lot of ideas in science, he was actually cautious about publicizing his views back then.
Actually, Angel, during his lifetime, almost everyone believed in geocentrism. When we say geocentrism, it is the view that the Earth lies at the center of the universe. But he did publish a short text that discussed heliocentrism, and that only his friends read about it. He was encouraged by a lot of people to publish the full version of it, but he was actually worried about being persecuted. It was only when he was on his deathbed when he decided to write his book. It was actually rumored that Copernicus awoke from coma to read pages from his just printed book shortly before passing away.
Oh, that's really interesting. I think I have heard that until the present time, statues of Copernicus circulate around the world, and even museums and research laboratories were named after him in order to commemorate his contributions to the development of science.
Well, he was actually indeed an interesting man to know.
Okay, let us now give an overview about the concept of his theory, shall we? You start this, You're really good at this.
Okay, so while there had been earlier discussions of the possibility of Earth's motion, Copernicus was the first to propose a comprehensive heliocentric theory equal in scope and predictive capability to Ptolemy's geocentric system. Copernicus turned the world inside out, putting the sun at the center and setting Earth into motion around it.
I would love to add to that. Perhaps the most revolutionary aspect of Copernican astronomy lay in Copernicus' attitude toward the reality of this theory. Copernicus also asserted that satisfactory astronomy must describe the real physical system of the world.
Yeah, and actually, I was also told that his theory did not solve all of the difficulties of the Ptolemaic system. Some of the concerns were why should the crystalline orb containing the Earth circle around the Sun? And how is it possible for the Earth to revolve on its axis once in 24 hours without curling everything off its surface? No known physics could answer these questions, and this is actually still the central concern of the scientific revolution.
Yeah, and also, did you guys know that the reception of Copernican astronomy amounted to victory by infiltration? Large-scale opposition to the theory had developed in the church and elsewhere. Most of best professional astronomers had found some aspect or other of the new system indispensable.
Well, I think that your statement will lead us to our final discussion on how the Copernican theory impacted society. I know it is hidden somewhere in your memory, Kay.
You're actually right. So, Copernicus' discovery had a major impact not just in the areas of clearly acknowledged mathematics and physical sciences, but also in other fields. With all of its influence, it had a significant impact on the recently established subject of modern humanist philosophy.
Wait, so this laid the foundation for even further advancement in human knowledge, both philosophy of environment and of man and society?
I'd love to answer this, Angel. Yes, it has, and besides this, Copernicus helped to develop a scientific revolution that has seen observation and intelligence as a method of obtaining knowledge rather than relying solely on scriptural interpretation.
That sounds so interesting. Well, I guess we have so much more to discuss about this, but I think the information given is enough for today.
It was actually unexpectedly fun talking about theories. Who knew?
Right? I expected this to be quite serious and, to be honest, actually boring. But the concept of this theory is just so interesting that it lifted the spirit of the thought.
Yeah, that's right. And hearing you guys share your knowledge about this topic, I am really, really amazed. MacPD's audience must be proud of how knowledgeable you guys are.
Well, let us not forget about those who have contributed to our talk today.
Yeah, a big shout out for Miss Julie, Miss Denise, Miss Catherine, and Miss Zyren. You guys were a big help. We are happy to represent all of you.
So, I guess and I think that concludes our podcast for today. I hope you guys learned something. If you are someone like me who has so much interest in astronomy, you guys can look up Copernican theory on Google or YouTube, or you can just watch this video again. Thank you for joining MacPD for today's session. See you again on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Guys.
Bye, guys.